to come out and get a win like that. What's it say about the team?
Man. Yeah, these Thursday night games are always tough, and so however you got to get it done, you got to go get it done. And our guys played hard, they played physical. Couple of things we talked about was making sure our bodies were as good as they could possibly be to go out and handle our business and being able to play fast. All right, so those were the two really main goals. And what I like to say is like our strength and conditioning staff, our doctors, our training staff, led by Arsh and led by Tom and led by Ted Rath, did an unbelievable job getting these guys' bodies ready to go. Guys did an unbelievable job focusing on their bodies to make sure they were in top notch so we could play a full football game. And that starts at the top of Mr. Laurie and the organization that we have. This is a top notch organization. It's the best organization I've ever been in. And Mr. Laurie is so supportive. He got so many people in place to help us do our job, and that was on full display tonight. And so I handed out 2 game balls. I don't ever hand out game balls, and Mr. Laurie got one, and Javon Hargrave got one. So. Go ahead.
We just get a Jalen upon his return to his home city.
You know what? The one thing I said to him before the game, I said, don't let this be a distraction. You're the last person I worry about with this, but don't let this be a distraction to you. And he had the same look on his face as if it didn't matter. That's who he is, and that's how he goes about his business. It was nice that I finally got to meet his family, nice people. And it was really nice to be able to meet them and put a face to the conversations that Jalen and I have. He speaks so highly of his family. But I know that felt good for him. I know that's something he can enjoy now. But he didn't approach that game any differently than he approached the Pittsburgh game, than he approached the Cowboy game. That's why he's a true professional.
Is the best star in franchise history? Is that significant to you?
Yeah, it's just the next one. At this particular point, being 8-0 is sweet, right? And it beats the alternative of being 7-1 or 6-2, right? And so we know that our goal wasn't to go 8-0. Our goal is to take one game at a time, and that's our goal. And so, is it good? Is it good to be able to have this long weekend instead of 8-0? Of course, but we know that we're going to get back to work on Monday and go attack this next game against Washington like we attacked this last game against Houston.
Nick, how tough is it physically and mentally to get a team ready for a Thursday night game and the situation we're in and all the things around this?
It's not a challenge when you have the leaders on the football team that we have and the guys on the football team that we have. We have a special group of guys that love this game, that love each other, and that are willing to sacrifice for each other to get a win. And that was on full display. And so I would say, in some circumstances it is tough, right, to go on a short week. It's not like we were on a short week and they weren't on a short. They were on a short week too, but sometimes it is tough, but not with this team and not with our leaders that we have. And it was pretty sweet that just they had the mindset all week and focus all week that Monday, our walkthrough on Monday, our walkthrough on Tuesday, our walkthrough on Wednesday, and our meetings all week were so dialed in, so focused that it showed today.
Could you speak to what you're seeing as far as the evolution of your passing game? I mean, early on, most of Jalen's touchdowns were coming on the ground, and now 4 weeks in a row, or 3 weeks in a row, he's throwing multiple touchdown passes, deep ball touchdown passes on a regular basis. Now, could you just...
Sure, you want to be as multiple as you can to defend, and so that's the deep game, that's the intermediate game, that's the short game, that's the screen game, that's the run game, that's the different things off the run. And so, we always want to do what we do best, and I think there's no doubt that, like, in the deep game, AJ's a special threat. He has a special ability to go up and get the football and attack the football. And it's good. It's Jalen just seeing the field well. It's the receivers making plays. It's the offensive line protecting. It takes everybody. Shane calling the right play at the right time. And the backs, I thought, particularly, I got to look at the tape this week, but particularly last week, of how good they were in protection on the 6-man, 5-man pressures. So it takes everybody, and that's what's special. That's why this is a great team game, and it just speaks to the development of Jalen and the passing game.
When you talk about the tempo offensively, especially early, Nick, is that about the short week? You thinking you have an advantage, or is that opponent driven? Why?
A little bit of everything, John. I mean, you try to work some tempo. We know we have a good offense, so we want to get some plays run, right? And we know that Jalen operates well in tempo, and so when we like our package that we have in tempo, and we like the ability of Jason Kelsey to be able to communicate to everybody in tempo. Again, it's just unbelievable. Like I'm assuming that our stadium at Citibank is full of Philly fans, but I didn't think that this would be full of Eagles fans here. Again, the crowd completely took over the game. Again, just like Arizona, just like Washington. I'm starting to think we're not playing any away games. Like, I mean, goodness gracious! And even the people that held the flag out of the game that were wearing the Houston Texans shirts. I mean, they were wearing red, so I thought they were just Philly shirts. So it could have been Philly fans. I don't know. But again, so much credit goes to our fans, the best fans in the world, to come out here and support this team on the road in Houston on a Thursday night when the Phillies are playing. And I know they're watching that game too. We have an update. What's going on over there?
It's starting out. It's going to the ninth.
Going to the ninth, 3-2. So again, you're not able to go tempo always if the crowd's rowdy, and the crowd is rowdy for us. And I mean, that's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I can't say enough. I can't say enough about this city and its fans and the way that we traveled. And man, I tried to say a thank you to as many of them as I possibly could. I would love to. I'd love to have a drink or high five every one of them. But obviously, there's too many of them in the stands for me to do that. So I said thank you to as many of them. But thank you, Philly fans. Thank you, everybody in attendance. Thank you for the support. Unbelievable.
Nick, Dallas had 8 catches on 9 targets, which is just kind of common for him to have that kind of level of efficiency. What makes him such an efficient player in the passing game?
We showed a clip yesterday from Friday Night Lights, and they were explaining Dallas Carter, right? And that during it, he said they're big, they're fast, they're mean, they're strong, and they're fast, right? And the guy from what is the name of that school? Permian. He was explaining what Dallas Carter is, and that's a good explanation of who Dallas Goedert is. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's mean, he's fast, right? And that's why he's so productive. And you're just seeing his game elevate. I hope what everyone is seeing on these nationally televised games is what we see every day in practice and what we've seen consistently through this past 2 years, that Dallas Goedert deserves attention for being one of the best tight ends in the NFL. You got Jason's brother, who obviously is unbelievable. Travis is unbelievable, and then I love Dallas Goedert, and he deserves to be in the conversation of the best tight ends in this league.
What can you say about Gardner Johnson and how he just seems to get an interception every time y'all take the field?
Shoot, man, it's to have a guy who's a ball hawk back there, in addition to other guys that are ball hawks with our corners. Man, that's huge, and it's just you shift a game at any time. That shifted that game. That catch shifted the game and our momentum, and it wasn't an easy catch. And he's looking at me like, you need to put me on offense. And we got some good wideouts, so I don't know if we're there quite yet, but I know he's going to catch it if he does. And that's what you fear as an offensive coach. Speaking as an offensive coach, that's what you fear, that when you make a mistake, that a guy can make you pay. And we got a bunch of those guys out there in the secondary, and Chauncey is definitely one of them. Does anybody else have anyone? So I got nowhere else to go. The bus ain't leaving without me.
All right.